This is you without Collaborator. Invisible, just another seagull. And this is you with Collaborator. Get noticed in the AI era.
Wix Studio, one end-to-end web creation platform for your agency to deliver exceptional work with absolute efficiency.
Online visibility is not luck, it's a strategy. Combine SEO, digital PR, and content distribution to grow. Visit adz.com to learn more.
Hello everyone, thanks for coming. Thanks for braving the weather conditions today. I mean, this is the first night probably this year that I didn't feel like getting out of bed, but I had to come and do this, so here we are. So this is the future of search. So we're going to talk about everything that's led us up to this point in time in search, and then we're going to go on to the next steps and what to expect. So let's jump into it. So for years, I think we've been living in this online environment where traffic, clicks would come to us without much resistance. So our content would be published, Google would surface it, social algorithms would push it into feeds, and the clicks would just flow. So it was a comfortable, predictable strategy. It was straightforward for a long time, and it was really comfortable. But if you've, like me, you've started to feel a bit of a shift for a while now. So that steady stream of traffic and clicks has started to slow. The truth is that search isn't straightforward anymore. It's a really vast, interconnected landscape where your user is navigating a storm of different generative AI models, different search platforms, which are a million different competitors, to be honest, vying for one thing, which is your user's attention. But this talk isn't about the good old days. This is about what's next. This is about acknowledging that the game has changed. This is going to be how to navigate the new landscape and win the ultimate prize, your users' trust and attention. So let's have a look at what's happened. So zero-click searches have been around for a while now. So users are finding their information directly on search results pages. They no longer need to click through to your website. So this is true. Google has become the host for the entire show now. It serves us up information up front with very little to no involvement needed from our side anymore. Something else that's happened, TikTok has gained prominence. So it's changed the world of how we discover and consume short-form video content. Now, TikTok's rise was more of a cultural phenomenon that was, creating content. It moved away from the typical social platforms where it was all about connections with friends and family. Now we've moved to something with a powerful algorithm that bases its content on your viewing habits and what you like. A person's For You page is basically an endless stream of videos, and short-form videos cater to your specific tastes. So this algorithmic first approach led to the democratization of content creation. Basically, anyone now with a smartphone can create a short-form video that has the potential to go viral overnight, regardless of production quality, follower count, anything like this. This new model encourages authenticity, creativity, and trust. So lots of people are going to TikTok these days for anything like product reviews, travel vlogs. So this means that the discovery has shifted. The information discovery we're moving away from this one-dimensional method of search. Traditional methods of finding information online are becoming increasingly bypassed. So traditional search engines like Google, which link to external websites, because people started to use platforms like TikTok as a visual search engine. Whether you're searching for a recipe, whether you're searching for a travel experience, a vlog, it was a departure from this one-dimensional way of searching, text-based information gathering. So while this information is more engaging and immediate on these video platforms, it does present some challenges. So first of all, the lack of editorial oversight. So often very complex and sometimes political topics that require more explanation are condensed into very short videos, it can lead to the rapid spread of misinformation. So it's often immediate, and these challenges mean that it's not always the answer for content. You're exposed to very short, simplified versions of sometimes very rich and complex topics. And the initial impact was very subtle. So these changes were initially perceived as maybe a passing fad. It was targeted at a younger generation. But now we know that this is a staple in all content creation today. So it's evident the search landscape has shifted, with impressions up 50% year on year, but clicks down 30%. This indicates a wider shopping window, but reduced foot traffic onto websites. So search engines are increasingly keeping people on search results pages. AI summaries are answering your questions directly, and search platforms like TikTok and social platforms are keeping you scrolling within their apps without the need to send you anywhere else. So that steady stream of traffic has slowed now, and the clicks feel more like a deliberate act. Whereas in the past, you might have passively received it. Now we need to work even harder. We've moved away from if you publish it, people will come, where now if you publish content, it requires sharper hooks, faster value, and it's not just about ranking or position anymore. It's about making people feel like the click is worth it in a world where they are pretty much happy to not leave the platform they started on. So we've moved away from the good old days where the SERP was 10 blue links, went to an external website, and now there's a growing disconnect between high rankings and traditional clicks and traffic. So rankings, bottom line, do not represent, or they no longer guarantee more visitors to your site. So looking at Google today, the SERPs, there are more than 50 different SERP features. These are knowledge panels. People also ask, AI overviews. It's a crowded space. It's saturated with these features. And users are getting their answers directly without needing to go anywhere else these days. Not everyone has been affected the same way. Health and science industries have the highest occurrence of AI overviews. So this means that for complex topics where AI overviews may not seem enough, you may need some more validation, but more informational and scientific-based queries, these are the most highest occurrence for AI overviews. Whereas industries like internet, telecom, travel, these also have high occurrence of AI overviews, but they're no longer the top dog for AI overviews, and they are seen as less risk for these queries. At the other end of the spectrum, industries like real estate, food and drink, these have very, very little AI overview presence still. So traditional search strategies may still apply here. So with so much happening on the SERP, how do we get the user to choose our result? It's changed the psychology of the user. It's no longer just about finding information. It's about finding the right information quickly. So to learn more about this, I went to a talk by Kevin Endig, who a lot of you will know, very highly respected search professional. And he spoke about mainly generative AI, how it's influencing the purchase journey, and how brands and publishers can better navigate this to get a higher visibility in 2025 and beyond. But here's what really struck me. He revealed the results of a usability study that he conducted with real users, and he tasked them with completing an online purchase and recorded everything from emotional interactions to where they were spending their time at different stages of the purchase journey, how much time they were spending, everything. It was the first study of its kind. This was amazing. So firstly, the study showed that with AI overviews present on the back of a search prompt, users clicked less across the board and focused on the top third of the search results. So it's clear, the AI overview answers directly without the user needing to click further on a traditional search result, sometimes. This changes the game for SEO, but simply ranking isn't enough anymore. You have to now think about answering questions directly to get visibility in those AI overviews. Talking about answering questions, conversations, rather than attacking keywords. Another perhaps unsurprising insight is that trust has become the primary filter for users evaluating search results, especially among younger users who trust AI more. Clicks are now seen as empty calories. The real value is the user finding the final answer, which is often outside of an AI overview. 80% of users get their answers outside of an AI overview, especially when ready to convert. So when people got a prompt answered by an AI overview, they often double check it. They don't just accept the AI's word. This is especially true for prompts like product reviews, personal advice, complex topics, queries where an AI overview may not cut it, and they may need that extra level of validation. So this behavior for me highlights two key shifts under the umbrella that I call the rise of human validation. So this is the era we're in now, where AI answers are, yes, very powerful, but they lack sometimes that personal touch, the nuanced context of a real person's experience, expertise. So what are we doing? We're turning to platforms like, I'm only going to go over two now, but we're going to platforms like Reddit and YouTube. So Reddit is for unfiltered discussions. This is genuine reviews, world-class advice from the real people, the communities. And we can see a range of opinions from someone who's had a good experience from a product to someone who's had a really bad experience with, say, a product, a travel experience, whatever it may be. Whereas a search engine might provide an article based on SEO and attacking different keywords, Reddits or subreddits offer a more conversational experience between actual users. Now, YouTube is a little bit different, so it's for more visual proof and testimonials. So a YouTube review of a product, a tutorial on how to use it, a vlog about a travel experience, provides a completely different level of detail and authenticity that an AI summary, let's be honest, just can't match. So seeing someone demonstrate a product or explain a concept builds trust in a way that plain text just can't. So, whereas historically the search engine was the primary starting and endpoint for the search journey, now it's more fragmented. So we're seeing places, platforms like YouTube, Reddit, crucial for influencing purchase decisions and shaping public opinion. People needing to validate the information. Brands and content creators who want to reach these users, you need to be present on these platforms, engaging with communities, creating content that serves as trusted information. So the purchase funnel, no longer linear, like we see on the left. It's now a vast, frankly, multi-platform experience where it may start with a Google prompt. It may lead to over 5 different platforms, whereas finally you may end up on a brand's website, where, let's be honest, we may or may not even end up converting. So there are just too many variables in 2025. But what we do know is that the true currency in this new world of search is attention and trust. So it's clear that we can point to focusing on differentiation as new important factors in this AI-driven landscape. Our focus must simply move away from achieving uplift in traffic to driving conversions through a shift in intent for the user. Traffic is just a vanity metric if it doesn't convert. Instead of optimizing for rankings, we need to optimize for high intent click-through and a seamless user experience that will lead to conversions. So in addition to this, I have a few recommendations for you to think about in this online environment. So whether you're in-house or SEO, agency, anywhere in between, my first piece of advice is never to panic to your stakeholders. Keep them in the loop. Be over-communicative as long as possible. Keep everyone on the same page. Analyze where your audience searches and lean into these platforms. Understand where they spend their time, how long they spend their time in various locations. This may give increased insights to where to invest your time as a brand or publisher. And don't rely too heavily on one-dimensional methods. Try and diversify your presence online as much as possible. Next, test advertising on engagement on platforms like YouTube and Reddit. Not only these, but also niche forums. We've seen the proven value in human-centric content and validation. And this, I think, as the internet gets more saturated, I think this will become more and more important because humans will always turn to each other for experience, answering questions based on real-life experiences and expertise. Creating content that matches the specificity of your users' prompts. So creating things like takeaways, summaries, table of contents. Not only does this create a great user experience, but it makes your content more digestible for Google. So these are all custom regexes or regular expressions. You can type these into Google Search Console. These allow for advanced data filtering. So this helps us segment data to analyze things like branded, non-branded terms, highlight longer tail keywords, conversations, grouping search intent to reveal deeper optimization opportunities. If you want these, I can drop me a line on LinkedIn, I can send these to you. So using a regex in Search Console will help you identify exactly what people are searching into Google every day. You'll be able to export this information as well, where you'll be able to have it in a sheet like this, and you'll be able to identify content gaps where you may not be performing as well as you think, and you'll be able to highlight prompts that people are actually searching that you can address. This will give you a bit of an edge. You can also do a competitive analysis. Identify gaps where competition may be gaining ground in the race. You'll not only get new content ideas, but it may also highlight whole sections that you're not investing as much time and energy into as you'd like. This will allow you to level the playing field and get a competitive advantage. Some more tips that I would give is to improve your brand positioning, differentiation, and authority to build trust. Display your trust signals, testimonials, Trustpilot reviews, displaying these front of mind on your site. Leveraging reviews and social proof across platforms, as these influence both user and AI training data. And then optimizing your meta titles and snippets to restate those user queries that we spoke about 2 slides ago. Answering actual questions people are asking. Here's the reality. SEO is always evolving. People will always use search. We've spoken about the different search vessels that people use, different ways people are searching. SEO is evolving, and it's here to stay. Search habits also take time to change. Nothing like this happens overnight. But it's never too late to change your strategy or evolve to the times of today. So let's now talk about the sheer scale of the SEO world that we're living in. So 14 billion searches every day on Google. This is only Google. This is not TikTok or Reddit or anything else. This is just Google. 5.9 trillion in 2025 so far. Every one of those searches has intent. It has a question, a user looking for an answer, for a solution, for your product. So the search is definitely there. Now consider the SEO industry. This isn't a small niche industry. It's an over $100 billion industry that we're in. And it's still growing. By 2029, it's projected to almost double. Here's the critical takeaway from this talk. With so much noise and activity happening online, you have to cut through the noise. Your strategy needs to be focused and resilient. You should block out all of these fleeting trends. Instead, focus on the things we've discussed here. In a world where search is becoming more and more saturated with information, I think learning will give you the true competitive edge. Continue learning, continue working on the things we focused on here. I'll be over here afterwards for a chat. Connect with me on LinkedIn. Thank you very much.
Wait, do you want free ice cream, or do you want to know the latest in how search behaviour is changing? If it's the latter, download Search Pulse by Reflect Digital. Get that now.
You've got two blind spots, keyword rankings and LLM visibility. Now, most tools solve one, but AccuRanker solves both. See how at booth number 18.
Monthly reporting making you want to shove sharp things up your nose? Try Dragon Metrics, the all-in-one SEO software with mind-blowing reporting tools.
Demand Sphere. Limitless visual insights from the SERPs. Unlimited dashboards and users. Easy to use and easy to scale your growth to new levels.